Converge is a life app. It runs partly in the cloud and it's accessible through virtually all smartphones. It also runs on Windows and Mac laptops and netbooks. 3 internet servers collect live data from the internet and from users' devices. They process the data, look for anything that's odd, patterns, trends, and any data that can have an impact on your day, whether it be a cancelled appointment, a traffic jam, or a special on big screen TVs. Converge will try to understand the data, the impact that it has on the priorities in your life, and in a nutshell, make your life easier. During setup, we tell Converge where to get data from, linking to entire sites or by selecting the data on a page by drawing a selection tool around the image, video, or text that we're selecting. Converge comes preloaded with thousands of these, so you may never actually need to do it. We download our social networking and contacts data, including tweets from Twitter, Facebook updates, birthdays, appointments. Speech recognition is used for all commands for devices, and relevant commands are displayed as a tag cloud to assist the users with language choices. Kids must be collected from school at 5:30 every school day. Contingency, contact Veronica by text. I can't pick up the kids, insert reason, can you, ? Buy coffee sachet, 250 to 500 grams. Must contain free trade and be under $6. Buy ice cream, 2 litres, closest to home. Pick up USB stick from Jamie's. Next time I'm within 20 kilometres of Jamie's house and if Jamie is home. Mike Williams from Acme Manufacturing. Today, if possible, weather must be fine. Find window cleaning contractor and save as windowcleaners.html. Attach file to location, my office. Making appointments. 2 ways we can do it. We can ask, when is Keith Edwards free next? The server looks at my free time and Keith's free time. It chooses a time and place and asks both of us to confirm the suggestion, and the appointment now appears in both of our schedules. Or if it's more urgent, rendezvous with Keith Edwards ASAP. Converge asks Keith if he can drop everything and go. The traffic server sets the routes and we can see a map of us approaching each other. I can even set it to work out the best time to schedule the meeting based on the free time of all the people that I'm planning to invite. With any task or appointment, if I change anything like time, length or location, all attendees are immediately notified. If attendees don't have Converge and I cancel or shift a meeting, the attendees can answer simple yes/no questions via an SMS, text message or email. If they do run Converge, the device can be set to just accept or refuse the appointment without the user's manual approval. Schedule. Meet Mike from Acme Manufacturing. Weather must be fine, but it's not fine. Converge has already asked the appointment server about Mike's free time. It's worked out we're both available at 5 p.m. and at that time the weather is forecasted as fine. Converge is now checking to see if the wife can pick up the kids, and we're now using that free time. Yes, she can, and we're now using that free time to pick up the USB stick with a 300 metre deviation. Converge checked that Jamie would be home at 10 a.m. The system has booked me in for a 3 o'clock slot for a winder fitness check on my car and locked my transport to feet only for the next 30 minutes. At 3:10, I'm walking 50 metres next door to buy coffee at the warehouse. At 3:20, a window pops up and offers search data from the 2 web pages to help us find our window cleaning contractor. It prompts me to contact the different companies via email, text or phone. When I'm running late for an appointment, I no longer have to tell anyone. Converge tells them for me how long I'll be, and if you permit it, it can even tell them why I'm going to be late and suggest alternative arrangements that work for both parties. Weather polling. The scheduling server also handles weather data. It looks at lightning strikes, compares rain radar images, hundreds of online weather stations, webcam images that include Sky, and in a few weeks we'll have a major transport company with Sky cams attached to the top of nearly 250 trucks. If Converge can't develop enough data from the web, it'll ask you if it's raining, or to go outside, rotate your phone 360 degrees to establish wind direction through its stereo microphones, therefore providing you with weather from 20 minutes upwind. Rain warnings can be set before the rain arrives. Navigate is a navigation app. It has its own server to gather and distribute data. Yes, it speaks street names, gives lane advice and chooses the best routes through town, but it'll also tell you when it's time to leave and what you need to take with you. Around town we can see local webcams, and what's handy too is we can see what is actually open right at this very moment. On the open road, however, Converge becomes an extremely useful driver's aid. Each corner on the road is given a numeric description, 1 being a very tight, narrow corner like a hairpin, 6 being a very open, wide corner. Rally drivers use a very similar system called pace notes, but the emphasis is on smoothness and economy here rather than speed. Smooth, safe and sensible driving attracts rewards of discounted 3G data, fuel, parking or products from sponsors. The device will warn you if you're travelling too fast for a corner. It'll warn you of known collision areas where people have already panicked braked, where people understeer or oversteer or have traction issues, where cruise control should be turned off in the wet, and we can tell all of this by looking at accelerometer data recorded from you and many other different users. Converge can also make assumptions like, if the season is autumn and the weather for your GPS location is windy and wet, or it has been on the last day, and there are trees lining the roadway, then warn drivers of slippy leaves. Users can quickly confirm this with a yes or a no. If the season is winter and there's steep geography near the road edges, users are warned about the likelihood of moss growing in the shadows. Or if it's winter, the temperature is 1 degree or less, Converge may warn of ice. If the accelerometer sees big forces that switch direction rapidly whilst the vehicle is decelerating, these are clearly representative of oversteer. Understeer, similarly, can be confirmed by compass and the rapid reduction in lateral turning forces. Potholes and slippery sections can be detected and geotagged automatically for other Converge users to benefit from. If a loss of control scenario occurs, the device will notify the server and nearby Converge users behind. Sudden forces over 2G are small collisions. Converge will provide data on emergency services, tow trucks, etc. But over 5G it's quite serious, so this could actually send an emergency call straight to 111 if the device still works. Converge will also tell you the time that school zones are active, when railway crossings will have trains on them, when cattle is crossing, and where the tailback on a traffic jam actually is. Virtual driving expert. The server can look at your driving, in particular cornering lines, smoothness, forces, braking points, speed, lane placement, and make suggestions to improve your driving, including making little exercises that hone good driving skills. Vehicle fault analysis. If vibrations and noises are evident, especially if they change according to whether the car is braking, accelerating or turning, reasonably accurate assumptions can be made about the possibility of punctures, worn-out shock absorbers, wheel bearings, transmission condition and straight-line braking performance. The data warns the driver of potential new problems and can easily be interpreted by a mechanic when the car is serviced. The browser lets you see the world as it's happening. It lets you see news feeds, Flickr photos, Facebook, tweets and digs. Dragging the sun changes the time so we can travel back and see historic data as well as the very latest of press releases, news and photos. The start and the end point of videos are tagged with GPS markers and the route that the camera took is shown as a blue trail. Of course, Browse will let you visit any web page. It identifies all time and date formats and highlights them for you. When we expand the date, it allows us to add dates and events from sites like Facebook, TV schedules, sports events, straight into our schedule. The carpooling server matches the desired destinations of feet on the street with spare seats in cars travelling the same way. Instant, dynamic carpooling. It's not a totally new idea, but with the technology we have here, users can nominate demographic preferences of who they wish to travel with. Perhaps they just wish to travel with friends or friends of friends. There are marketing opportunities directed at those patiently waiting for a ride. Perhaps a 2-for-1 coffee at a Squires, and the driver could be told to pick you up from a Squires. The Shop app is dead simple. It shows the cheapest places to buy the goods that you want. It even can split a shopping trip into different retailers. Even aisle data provided by the supermarket can be shown. You can exclude items according to season, food additives, or user comments. Shop won't send you to online shops during a busy day, but it will let you know about bargains on items that you have placed in a wish list. Shop can also, if you choose, suggest purchasing options based on your budget and bank balance. There isn't a place in the world that doesn't have issues with mobile coverage. Caching allows Converge users to download data prior to travelling into an area with no coverage, and to record and store any updates required when the device is back in the coverage area. This all happens automatically. For a telecommunications network in a well-connected country to sell a device, the software, and to run the service that put it all together with the right marketing and a clever public policy would rapidly develop into New Zealand's own free-to-contribute-to, publicly accessible, real-time data sharing community that could knock the big players off the top of the buzz list.